continuation of 8202 Renton move-out video, July 10th, 2018. Okay, let me move all this stuff really quick to just show what was mine. This stuff is mine right here. It's just, that stuff's mine. Everything else, like this stuff, the mail, it's not a lot. This stuff is all mine. Again, large nail holes in the dining room. The ceiling looks just kind of it was just a poor job, a poor painting job. More nail holes. This is super dirty, and whoever painted it didn't do a very, self-explanatory. I did say paint that area. The back door obviously was not cleaned. The screen is broken. It's definitely damaged. Some nails and stuff in the back, the trim. Vent is really dusty. I did again say paint this wall, this half wall, because it is dirty and there's a lot of nail holes in them as well. It's like partially painted. Okay. Moving on. Also in the living room, the closet is completely like taken off the tracks, and I did go ahead and just extend it out and put blue tape on it for the crew to know. This one as well. So I'm gonna do the kitchen in a second so you can see like the nail holes. I did say paint this wall. If we can like paint both of these together, ideally it would be more attractive to paint everything a solid color, but we don't necessarily have to if the owner doesn't want to. There's some wires exposed. This wall is just kind of dirty and nail holes. Light fixture has bugs in it in the hallway, the first one with flowers on it. So as we enter the kitchen, I did open all of the cabinets. Looks like underneath the sink there was like some water damage. At one point you could tell that there was a leak. Bugs in the light fixture, dusty, super dusty. The stove, it appears that someone tried to clean. The inside's not absolutely awful, but it just is not to our standard at all. Okay. Some of the, most of the cupboards were not like cleaned out enough. Some of them were. I wouldn't say a great job, but I mean, there's not a lot of stuff in them. This microwave actually looks a little newer. There's a little bit of food left on it, but it does work. Light works as well. Here's the grease filters, super dirty, lots of bugs on the light, but the light does work. We just need to replace those little grease filters. Clean the stove, like there's a lot of cobwebs and spiders. Obviously the property's been sitting vacant for a little bit without electricity, and it tends to collect bugs as well as spider webs. This wasn't cleaned out. There's a lot of old food in here. Okay. Flooring is decent. Flooring like doesn't need to be replaced, but like near the fridge there's ants and it's really dirty. You can see like the black marks. Something obviously spilled. This is a newer fridge. The inside isn't terrible. There was an attempt to clean it. I mean, obviously you can see that there's still food and stuff in like food pieces that needs to get cleaned. Some red stuff, not sure what that is, but the bottom portion isn't clean either. It's a little crooked. Okay. On top of the fridge wasn't cleaned off. There's nothing in the cabinets, but just a lot of cobwebs and stuff. There's the ceiling that just needs to be swept or like taken off. We know that a lot of the cupboards weren't cleaned. Excuse me, cleaned out all the way. Fire extinguisher. I don't know what if there was like mice or what, but there's a lot of those traps. The allergies are really bad in here. Okay. This evidently was not cleaned out. The right side wasn't so bad. Windows and blinds right above the sink, like, no, needs to be cleaned off too. There's some nail holes and stuff like that on the side. This light does work though. Disposal doesn't sound horrible. If there was a screen, the screen looks fine, but just a lot of dead bugs. Windows need to be cleaned. Cabinets, we already talked about that. Disposal, it sounds like it's working. All right, take an overview real quick of the kitchen. Walls don't look too bad aside from the dust and stuff. We don't need to paint anything in this area. Just remove the nails. Pantry. Lots of spider webs, spiders, bugs. And we're good. Okay, moving on. There's some bugs at the top where the ceiling meets the wall. I'm definitely getting bit. More bugs in the light fixtures. It's like the smell of smoke is lingering throughout the property. I don't know if they were smoking like other stuff, but cigarettes strong, especially in the kitchen, and one of the bedrooms is extremely strong. Typically what happens is the smell dissipates as especially if we remove the carpet and do some painting and some cleaning with vinegar spray, it should be okay. Fan's just dusty. I couldn't get the actual light to turn on, so I did request our crew to replace the batteries in the light fixture. In the remote to the light fixture, which is on the right side of the wall, or window, right window. This wall doesn't look horrible. There are some nail holes, but not enough to paint. Like, this wall is not awful. Honestly, the rest of the walls in the property look pretty bad. If we could save this room to not have to paint, because we will have to replace the flooring, we should be okay. But the closet doors are both off the tracks, and they were like removed. So we need to do whatever it takes to go ahead and repair those and get those back on the track. The actual door has a lot of scraping on it. We could probably paint that. Moving on. Okay, AC closet, it does have like, you could see that there's a lot of dust on it. The AC filter does need to be replaced too. Again, more, I don't know, whatever type of traps that is. But the trim was broken off and we'll need to fix that. Again, more nail holes. I personally would think it would be a good idea to do a full interior paint, but if the owner doesn't want to do that, just given the amount of walls that we would need to paint. There is a lot of paint in the garage, but I don't know, A, if there's any paint in the actual paint cans, or B, if how we're gonna move with that, since the color we normally use would be agreeable gray. It really just depends on how the owner would like to move. Again, some of these walls we can charge to tenants, the ones that are above normal wear and tear. Fan is good. All the little small 3 light fixtures in here look fine. Again, large screw. And then I'm gonna leave the hooks that are on this side, the left side of the window. Blinds are good. They're just super dusty. It's kind of a common theme throughout the property. It's just the dust. Windows fine. The closet doesn't have closet doors, so it has like a curtain that we'll need to remove. Carpets, obviously not good in here, but if we wanted to salvage this room, we could probably salvage this room only and then paint this wall because of the excessive screw marks that are on the walls. There's about 10 or 15 of them. It looks like maybe a huge shelf was installed. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. Here's the door. There's like a lot of paint and stuff on it, like paint splatter. Flooring's not bad. I wouldn't say that it's awful. We do need to replace or fix the towel bar as well as the toilet paper holder, which the tenant left it in the bottom cupboard, and I did put it next to the sink, but I did take that stuff off. The moisture in here is so excessive that it's causing the paint to bubble. When we do paint over it, we will need to like scrape some of that and then obviously paint over. It's not just one area, it's every single wall. And then you can see that the moisture above the sink. And then again on this side. So, toilet works. It's not as bad as the rest of the house as far as cleanliness. Underneath the sink, there's just some trash, sandpaper, some, I don't know if that's a mouse trap or what, but like an old soap dispenser. And again, here's the additional pieces to the towel rack. It's really hot in here. Okay. The walls obviously, again, do need to be taken care of. Remove the dust. Remove the bugs from the light fixture, the fan. This is good, it's just dirty. There's an old shower curtain and some shower rings in here. Just needs to be cleaned. The sink is good, it's just dirty. Outlets are fine, just dirty. Medicine cabinet's fine, again, just dirty. Tub is just dirty. This looks good. We could probably replace this bar, but we don't need to. It's not mandatory. Tub is fine. Remove the, oh, there's a lot of spiders in here. Remove the hair from the tub, like the drain. It's probably causing blockage or not allowing the water to drain. Behind the sink. Dirty. Moving on. Okay. Above the master door needs to be painted. This room isn't terrible as far as paint. There's definitely some areas that need to be like taken care of, but the room is like multiple colors. So one wall is like half and half, or like 3/4 one color and 1/4 another. That wall's fine. This wall's fine as well. And this one has like some, I don't know, some little plastic pieces coming out. The door's fine. Same situation. I couldn't get the light to turn on, but the fan does work and the remote is on the windowsill. Either replace all 3 light bulbs or replace the battery in the remote. And then there's one little area on this purple wall that we just need to touch up paint, and then remove all of the, there's probably 100 100 staples in the wall that we just need to remove. And I don't know if we're gonna go ahead and paint that. My suggestion would be paint it, but if we want to keep it white, then we just need to go ahead and take some of those pieces down. Like, it's different colors of white. Blinds are good, just extremely dusty. Like, you can see that, that's bad. Dog hair or some type of hair, and dust that's throughout. And then again, there's multiple staples on the windowsill as well. The window, like, is, you can see that the rubber part of the window is kind of like coming off. Same thing on this side. Okay, closet looks fine. On one wall, like, they definitely hung something else larger, but as far as the bins and the plastic and stuff like that, These look fine.